We're hanging out doing some painting. I'm going to be working on my Windsor Chog Minotaur, so hopefully you can see the screen okay. We've got Ian and Ben on the line. How are you doing, guys?
Hello, yeah, we're good, thanks. Well,
Yeah,
I can't speak for Ben, but I'm good.
Yeah, so this was really Ben's kind of baby idea, isn't it? You want to do some paint streams, and I know that really ticked Ian's boxes, and then when we got feedback, or we're still getting feedback, you can still give us feedback for the podcast if you're out there. Let us know what you want to see. And loads of people have said they want to see more hobby stuff. So actually, we need to get some painting done. We might as well hang out and chat because we haven't seen each other properly for a while. And we can, hopefully have a bit of a hobby hangout session. So we're going to be playing with the cameras as we go. Rob Williams Day in chat. How you doing, Rob? So bear with us. This is our first time doing this as a group of 3. I know Ben and Ian had a good sesh last weekend, I think.
Yeah,
yes,
that's right. That went really well.
Delving into Middle Earth.
Yeah, which is very, very cool to see. So what we're going to be trying to do is get some get the guys' cameras in, and we'll rotate them so we each kind of take prime spot. So we're going to set this up as we're streaming. So tell us in chat what you're working on if you're working on anything at all. And right, Ian, Ben, if you can find a way to share your webcams across.
Let's go.
Right.
How do we do it
now?
There we go.
Flip. No, here we go.
All right.
Hello.
Ooh, we've got some. That's Ben. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's see if we can't. And we've got Ian's as well. I think what we might have to do, guys, is how do we do? We did it before where we had 3 things. Was that a web call rather than the Discord chat?
Yeah, we did a call when we did the Miniature Monday, didn't we?
Yeah. Should we try that?
Let's do that. Yeah, that sounds good.
I'll let you set that up, Ben, if that's okay. Because I think you saved us last time and did that. Just what we got in chat. Rob says, long day, but good thanks. OWA equals the Lord of the Rings team, Old World Alliance. Yeah, I dropped my box with Ian because he needed some hobbits and joked about having some dwarves to paint up a team. So kind of guilt tripping him into finishing some dwarves and hobbits off. I seem to have lost all the boys. There we go, join call.
Hello.
Hey, Ben. I can hear you. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm just going to add Ian into here.
Warhannon Beach, join call. There we go. Okay, guys. Ian, you there?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
All good. So we got Ben. We've got Ben's feed camera-wise. And how do we get a split screen with all 3? How did we do that before?
There's in the bottom right of the camera thing, there's a full screen. Is that what you want? Or pop out? Whichever one.
Pop out. Yeah, but before he had it so there was 3 grid. That's what we want. We want grid so that I can now import onto the main feed what everybody is working on, which is cool in theory.
Frame, so hopefully the place is right.
So we'll just do this as we're live. So guys, what are you working on tonight? What's the thing for you?
For me, I'm going to be doing some Hunger Pirates. I think we just we gave one of these away for the competition.
Yes.
And
yes.
I figured I may as well finish off the team, which was meant to get done for a tournament just before lockdown.
Oh yeah, sad times.
Never got around. Yeah, obviously a bit of motivation lost when they were no longer required. So I think I'll finally finish them off.
There we go.
Yeah, and I'm working on Deep Root Strong Branch, which is a conversion I've been working on from one of the AOS Kernel Hunters.
Yeah.
So thought we'd get some paint on him. He's kind of a lot off the way there now. So we're just kind of finishing off some of the woods and get onto the fun bits.
Everyone loves the big tree.
Oh, awesome.
He looks so good.
I I thought I'd bring his mate. So this is for size comparison. This is one from the team, which came out alright. And as you can see, he's a little bit chunkier. It's quite nice. So hopefully worthy of that strength 7.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's really bulky. It's really impressive how is it just green stuff and sculpting, or other bits and stuff you put on there to bulk him?
No. So I've kind of mutilated all sorts of kits.
That's a very Ian thing to do.
Yeah, I'm kind of. So it started off with Kenneth Hunter, but I wanted to make him a bit taller, so pinned his legs out a bit, then bolt those out. Some of the arm parts are from the big Tree Lord kit, which was kind of a Sylvaneth project I'd started for Age of Sigmar, but never kind of got around to completing. So I thought I'll have may as well see the tabletop, and then a few other little bits. The branches on his back was actually, you probably can't see under there. I almost left it. It's a head from one of the Tree Lords. But I've green stuff over the face with some birch.
You
the nice branches.
You showed this on Twitter, I think, Ian.
Yeah.
With the face on his ass. Yeah,
that's
tempted to leave the butt face, but decided against it in the end.
Well, I've only gone and lost one of the videos. That's no good. So let's just remove this and then copy this. Okay, so we've got Ben's feed, we've got Ian's feed. Ian's feed is a little bit wonky, so let me fix that real quick.
Could just be me.
I'm not so sure this time. Right, let's see that. So, let me have a quick look at what we got going on in chat. Zephyr Baby says hello. Nathan Prince is currently building a drop pod. That's very cool.
Ooh, nice. I think they're going to make a nice appearance in the new edition, actually.
Yeah?
The changes to deployment and stuff.
Oh,
which chapter are we talking there, Nathan?
Yes, Nathan, which chapter? And more, well, can Primaris get drop pods? Have they got sweet rides yet?
Ooh, not as such, but they're getting their drop-in gun emplacement by the look of it.
What, the StarCraft thing?
Yeah. That seems to be... I haven't seen the deployment rules for it, but it seems to be a drop-in, does it? Or is it
I haven't actually seen anything on it.
I think it's supposed to be a drop-in kind of jobby, but
yeah.
I would be very surprised if it wasn't. It's got that look. I mean, it just depends on how many resource points it costs to deploy, I guess.
If you've been mining.
We require more mana.
That's been gap.
What was that game in?
It was Warlords Battlecry.
Oh, man.
Great game.
Sons of Medusa, says Nathan. Right, how do can I get my...
They green, I'm thinking? Green with white helmets or something?
So that's every Space Marine chapter, isn't it? I don't know. I think that's blue now.
Yes, Bonian.
Hey, nice.
Green, white helmet.
There we go. Okay, I think we've actually got a reasonable feed set up here. And we've got Triplo, Robin the Hobby, Cast, Gents, Inspiring, other than the fact I need to eat. Yeah, eating is important. Despite years and years of geeks trying not to eat, just spending money on toys instead. Zephyr says, just doing some cleaning, but we'll be going back to building 40k knights later. Oh, Zeph, I've seen your knights. These are Chaos Knights with gun faces. They look really...
Oh, yes.
Have you seen them on Twitter as well, Ian?
I saw them earlier, yes.
Yeah, they're really cool.
So I think... Was it Eric linked to Zeph?
Yes, I think so.
About the cast? Yeah, so I had a little cheeky look, not in a creepy way.
They are kind of partners in crime, I think, Zeph and...
But they looked
Beard.
really cool. Yeah, that's them.
There we go.
I haven't seen these. I'm going to have a look now.
Ben, is anything going on your feed, or have I just put the camera? No, it's fine.
That's the
right camera. That's the right camera. That's fine. Cool. I was just worried about that. I don't know, Ian. Can you see my feed at all? Do I need to show it?
No, I can't see yours now.
Okay, fine. So
I'm just looking on the Twitch channel for yours. Ben, it's all good.
I'm painting up the Minotaur. And
Grashnak, isn't it?
Yeah, Grashnak Blackhoof. And I want to get him kind of to really pop. So I've been using what have I been using? Sotek green mixed in with black.
Well,
like-
you know that's my favourite colour.
What,
So
Sotek green?
it is indeed.
I thought that was Rhinox hide was your favourite colour. Yeah.
No, Sotek green. That's my blue.
Oh, this is the blue from the orange and blue teams
Yeah, absolutely.
and armies of old.
Yeah.
What have we got? We've got some more guys in chat here. Matt's BBO going to chip away at the undead. Matt, your undead has come along really nicely. I like the coloured bases. It does make the game so much easier to see what you're doing with. White is out of action, so it's between zombies and skeletons. I guess. I don't know. I think I'm more of a fan of zombies now, and I've been playing my all zombie team. It's been good fun.
I think in general, I'm more of it. In fantasy, I prefer zombies to skeletons. They just got more character, you know?
Oh, yeah, but you can't beat the old school, like, can you, is there anything cooler than a skeleton champion? Like, just the
zombie champion.
Zombie champion.
A skeleton catapult.
There's no such thing as a skeleton champion, as a zombie champion, surely.
Yeah, no, I'm just making it up, but it would be
Nonsense.
cooler.
It would be, actually. Why is
there's
there
a
not?
little,
Why is there not?
An aside. I do find it weird how they decide who gets a champion sometimes.
It's very arbitrary, isn't it?
Yeah, like, let's say for Age of Sigmar, and I'm assuming this was the case for Warhammer as well, you had, like, your dire wolves. They get a champion. Yet trolls, or troggoths, do not.
Is that not, like, it makes sense with, I can't believe I'm going to say this sentence, but it makes sense with, like, wolves, because
Dead
they will have an
dogs,
alpha. It makes, yeah, if there was going to be a group of dead dogs, they would absolutely have a leader dog, surely. Obviously, Ian, come on.
Sorry, yeah.
Right.
You're right.
I'm going to mix some black grey in with Sotek to get a highlight for this dude. And then I think I'm going to, I don't know, should I go for the stip? I'm not confident enough in my extreme highlighting to make anything super work. But I think this, which is probably, I am in fact getting grey in my pot of blue, because I'm that kind of guy right now.
Grey blue, it's fine.
Grey blue works. There we go. And of course, thin your paints. Everything can wait. Thin your paint. So let's have a look. Let's do the thumb test. How's this looking? And can I get it on camera? Is this going to be too bright? We're about to find out. No, I think I'm just gonna do the whole. How's that looking? Is that looking too bright? No, it might be right. I'm gonna just.
Sorry, I can't really help you here. Can't actually see what you're doing.
I know, it's disgraceful. I don't want to share it into the Discord because I don't want to upset the screen layout now.
No, it's all good.
That's
I can see it on Twitch. There's a little bit of a delay, but
in my head.
I'm trying
So
to-
yeah, don't tell him. No, don't do that.
Yeah, it's too
Because
late.
it's probably
It's too
already done
late. It's too late. What have we got in chat? Matt's BBR, step away from the bone colour of whites and mummies, rotting corpses. It is. I like it. Rob Williams Day, Reichland Flesh. Can't go wrong with Reichland Flesh. When you said you were going with the all-black colour scheme, I was sceptical. However, it looks beast. Thank you. I think that's why I'm so nervous about the extreme highlighting. I think I've got to get it right.
Yeah,
to
black
make...
is always one of those tricky ones to get right.
It is.
Too much, and it looks grey. And
So
yeah.
I like this fee. I like this. I like this scheme so much that when I do my Zinch team, this is how I think I'm going to try and paint the team.
Okay, cool.
All right, let's get some face now. I like having the camera right in front of me because it means I can kind of use the camera for zoom,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great.
which is probably bad tech, but
It's kind of a sacrifice. You've got to paint differently, I think, because like normally you can bring stuff up right up to your face, but you can't do that when you're filming.
yeah,
You've got to use the camera, but then you can kind of see more details of the camera.
yeah, it's like glasses for tech savvy people.
Yeah.
Or like those geek goggles that are like they're magnifying with a light and stuff.
What's the name of that
Oh, yeah.
YouTube guy who wears them? Uncle Warhammer or something.
Oh, Uncle Atom. Yeah.
Oh, hi guys. Yeah, he's great. Oh, that was terrible.
Given that that's generally how I start my videos, yeah. As well. I know.
He doesn't point to his t-shirt though.
I've stopped pointing to the t-shirt. Actually, I've realised this. I know it's
no.
disgraceful. I need to sort my life out.
Back. That was like your thing.
Yeah, the problem is the green screen makes that bit of me invisible right now. So I'm just pointing to my own logo through my chest. It's very unnerving. What have we got? Matt's BBL2 Thin Coats, as a wise man once said, yeah, how's Duncan doing? Does anyone know?
Well, he set up his paint academy,
Yeah.
and then obviously lockdown happened, so don't know.
That's crazy because I would think that a lockdown would kind of benefit him. He'd be able to make a load of content.
Yeah, I mean, he's got like he's got his website with his subscription service. But yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you how it was going.
Are you not subscribed to him yet?
Nah.
Is he subscribed to you?
Nah.
Not yet. Not yet.
No, not yet. No.
I always
He's
joke.
got Rod, hasn't he?
See
He's
my
got,
work.
he's got Roger who does all the filming, so I guess they can.
Yeah, the mysterious Roger. I always wanna.
Yeah.
Who's the mysterious
Maybe-
Roger? Who's the mysterious Roger?
Duncan's better half, I think. That's what he said.
Matt's BBL says he's been doing Star Wars and Game of Thrones stuff. Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, he's done.
His Lannisters are
There's a
awesome.
few of his free ones on YouTube, and there's good like Stormtrooper and things like that. And actually, quite a good discussion on contrast paint. It's quite nice to hear him actually talking about contrast paint away from
Being paid to.
Games Workshop. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
'Cause he's got
difficult.
some good insights actually.
I mean, what do you guys think of contrast paints?
I am still yet to use one. Honestly.
I'd
Yeah,
say
so
at
am I.
all.
No.
I thought you
But-
you picked one up, didn't you, Ian?
No.
Was that a Thonian camo shade?
Yes. Yeah, that was just a wash.
Oh, right. That's what I'm using for the skin of my Noblars, actually.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, just over.
Kislev. Just to give him a kind of
Cool.
diseased, nurgly chaos look.
Sticky, yeah. No, I do actually really want to try the Apothecary White. Because that does look quite cool.
Painting white is it's worse than painting black.
Yeah, but you get some nice results. I look at it, like some of the Stormtrooper models I've seen done with it. Actually, look really nice.
I think the key to white is painting other colours to go with it. I mean,
Hang
still,
on.
And not actually painting white is the trick.
yeah. Like the reason the clone troopers look so cool isn't because of the white; it's because of the orange and the blue that go with it. I
And the
think.
battle damage.
Well, yeah,
Star Wars does battle damage really well.
Exactly. What we got here in chat? Zeph says he's mysterious. This is the Duncan Rhodes. DR seems to be doing okay. I think he's mostly behind a paywall. Yeah. Matt's BBL used the Blood Angels red to make blood splatters. Oh, not the
Technical.
What's
Blood
the-
for the blood.
blood for the blood god. Yeah. Zeph says I'm new to contrast paint and trying out my undid team for the flesh. Kind of liking it.
I think that'll work really well for that actually.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not so good at actually bothering to buy the spray paint, so my contrast experience is on top of just dodgy car spray.
I don't know. That stuff's really smooth, so you'll be fine.
That's what I thought. I didn't really think that.
Yeah.
It's just it's £4.
I
So.
don't think there's any other wizardry to it other than it's, smooth. Or better than the selling point is it's better than Corex White.
Which I've heard is appalling. But honestly, I've been used motorist discount stuff for like 20 years or something.
Yeah, never let us down.
No, I think I had a can of Chaos Black once, and I got like 4 models out of it or something.
Sorry, you mentioned painting white earlier, so
Yeah.
I have to do my obligatory every time someone brings it up.
Oh yes.
You get this, you will never
Ding, ding, ding.
ever struggle painting white.
And for
Oh,
every
use them.
bottle you buy, please use Ben's code. Which he doesn't have
No.
yet, but one day maybe.
One day,
Have you thought
that
about being a
AK
distributor for Wobble Gaming, for our local club, Ben?
get some Liquitex.
It's really good, is it?
distribution. Yeah, I'll just apply some here on this old rag. Don't know how well it'll come up on stream.
Oh, Blood Tithe Ben. Here's one I painted earlier.
Yeah, this is just one coat.
Let's see if I can.
And it goes on super smooth.
Let's zoom in on your feed. Okay, that is
Yeah, it's obviously got the old Discord compression, but yeah.
Oh, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, me too.
But honestly, I can't
those eyes aren't wonky. It's just Discord.
it was on the
Just
board
Discord.
as well. You can kind of see how smoothly I'm
I'm gonna be relying on a bit of that Discord, even though mine's not going through Discord. What have we got else in chat? Rob says AWE takes a lot of shaking, works well though. Matt's BBO picked up Blood Angel's red by accident while trying to get a red layer. I haven't picked up any red contrast paints yet. I picked up the green because I thought it would do brilliantly for small scale tanks, and it did okay. But to be honest with you, it wasn't doing a better job than just watering down paint. So that's kind of just what I kept doing with tiny small scale stuff. I had to get rid of a load of that as I was tidying up as well, which is sad. So it was a load of half painted tanks that I just got rid of because it was very much a question of, am I even ever going to use these? And it's like, no. Can I resell them? No. Yeah. We're going to come up with some kind of crazy game design idea and I'm going to need them.
I reckon 12 o'clock tonight, Tiff's going to be woken up by a rummaging sound in the bins.
It's just me looking for tiny 300, no, 600 scale Abrams tanks. I love it. This isn't going too terrible. I'm reasonably happy with it. I think it does. I think I need to blend it up a bit higher because I don't want to make him look too blue. So I think I need to do a bit of the top edge highlight, which I've never really been very good at.
You can always knock it back, give it all like a really watered down black wash at the end or something.
I mean, you know me, I like my washes because they forgive all sins.
Yeah, you get away with a lot, can't you?
Church of Agrax over here.
Have you managed to get much of it in for this model?
I put it on the horns to try and fade the horns through. And on the metal. I think I did it on the hair as well, but that's just because, why not? I think I had it open at that point, so I was like, what else can I put it on? This bit of the model, this bit of the model, the coffee table, every kind of home decoration.
I think more of your models are going to end up in the bin that way, aren't they?
Well then, might as well use it to practice the application of Agrax. Okay. Which I can only assume was taught at Hogwarts, because it is just pure magic as a paint.
Absolutely.
Right, we got some incredible musculature? How do we say that? Musculature. Thank you, Ian. On this miniature. So, but it's under the miniature, so I'm not too worried if I get this slightly wrong. But making it pop wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. In fact, I don't know if there's much point painting down here, because you're never going to see it. I need to get the leg. Anyway, so you're painting. I never know with you and with your building or painting, because you were playing around with Rumbelow, weren't you?
Yeah. So I will just show the screen quickly. I got given very nicely. I can't remember if I paid you or not. It was a while ago.
Yeah,
before this
It
happened.
was before the change.
A nice goat, which is from Warlords of Erewhon.
Yeah.
And then we've also got, some halfling bits and kits. So I'm thinking, because you got some of these as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I got one.
The goats.
Yeah.
So I'll just put him up there. See what I'm thinking. I'm thinking these two.
Oh, so the arm up in the air.
The arm up in the air, like he's having a riotous time riding around on that goat. He said about there's a slight difference with the scaling.
Yes,
it's quite a small
there
goat,
is.
but I think that'll make it hilarious. He's on like a little goat.
Yeah.
But only if his legs aren't too tiny.
Well, I think I'm going to do a cut there anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's two options really. I can either shave these legs off completely.
Oof.
That's actually, I reckon, because of his kind of open stance anyway.
Yeah.
I can hide all the damage with a little saddle or something. So that could work. And then they'd have his big feet, and they'd almost be dragging on the ground, and it would look quite funny.
It would look funny.
Option B is if the goat doesn't pan out, I've got some boars. So instead of riding a goat, he could be riding a pig. Which they're quite a lot bigger. So I'm kind of like one of those. It's either going to be comically too big or comically too small. So I've just got to pick my humour. The good thing with this one is it fits extremely nicely on a 32.
Yeah.
Well, I've got some 40mm bases if you need, Ian.
Yeah, but I've already got deep root and 2 tree men on 40s.
Yeah, okay. Having a strength 4 or even strength 3 Hobbit star player might look a bit silly.
Yeah.
However, I'm a big fan.
At least, like, with the
halflings.
halflings.
Like the goat, actually.
Yeah. At least with halflings, like, silly kind of just works.
It really does.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
To be fair, though, with Blood Bowl, silly works.
Well, exactly. It's kind of whimsy sort of game. So yeah, that's my building project at some point. But for now, I'm just highlighting some wood on deep root.
Harjinder Singh says Vallejo Service Primer Black isn't bad. You can use it as brush-on primer when the weather isn't good.
That's good stuff.
Is definitely something that we're about to experience even more of, isn't it? Because if the weather keeps heating up, we're going to have 3D models that are melting. We're going to have... in fact, were your models that I dropped off to yours, Ian, were they okay?
Oh, yeah, all good.
Okay, good. Because I did leave them in the car overnight. And I kind of worried about that a little bit. I was like, I hope everything's all right. Because Ian, bless him, printed me off some bits and bobs for Dungeon Bowl, which I'm very excited for. Some teleporters and some treasure chests.
Oh, that's good.
What a beautiful. Thanks, Franz. Nathan, how many of you have fallen foul of taller shade bottles falling over? Right, okay, guys, fess up time. I know you've done it, Ian.
Yeah, it's a rite of passage, isn't it?
The second time it happened, I did this, and so this is evidence that it's happened. Yeah, it was the straw that broke the camel's back. Was the second time the bottle of Agrax just spilled all over the desk.
And then Ben went into his garage and came out 4 days later.
It was the best defined table you've ever owned.
Yeah. We brought out all the wood grain.
Really brought out wood grain on that. All right, I'm going for some extra layers of highlight here, which might end with him being too blue. It might end up with him being okay. Realise that while I'm painting, I'm not paying attention to where my face is, and I keep eating the microphone. So sorry, guys, on stream. The best bit is the microphone's in shot as well, so that's good. That's good. Zeph says, I feel this Minotaur needs a bright orange mohawk. Oh, I have given him
orange and blue goes together.
Well, yeah, it does. But we've already got his bright red armor. It's tough, but like the art of this player, he's very dark. I mean, goes with the name of Blackhoof, I suppose. But he is a very dark-looking player.
Yeah, when he's named, kind of like locks you in. I think.
Well, it's only talking about his hooves, to be fair. It doesn't say anything about his name.
Blackhoof, yeah.
That's true.
So I think you need a better excuse than that.
Maybe. I mean, do you think it would throw the balance of the model off, though?
So, how close is it to the armor?
His
Is there any like interaction between them, like touching or anything?
There's about 0.5 centimeter gap on his shoulder. I'm not so sure. I do like the idea of a bright orange mohawk, even though Troll Slayer is such a horrible paint.
Yeah, it takes a lot of layers.
Yeah, I know. I've been using it for the Troll Slayer for the Sevens team, which we might not have to use now, which is quite exciting. If everyone votes for Old World Alliance instead.
Click for that.
Anyway, guys, just let me check chat first. Brownorama DMD. Man, that's a hard name to read through the stream. Anyone tried to scale 75 primer? White is much brighter than Games Workshop Corax. Ben, that sounds like a thing you might have come across.
Primer. The only other primer I've tried that isn't Vallejo or GW is the Badger stuff, which is also really good. It's similar to the Vallejo stuff. Although I've heard the Vallejo Mecha primer is the new hotness. Apparently that is really good. I think it's designed for like Gundam painters.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you need a very bright white for Gundam kind of models, don't you?
Yeah,
Because they've
so
got
I've heard that's good.
that really
Yeah, Scales only 5.
clean look. Right, how are we doing? How are we doing? It's okay. He's looking very shiny. I think I do want an extreme highlight, but I'm not quite brave enough to pull it off just yet. So let's do good stuff there. Brown hair with some orange highlights. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I do think that the mane needs to be something different. But the classic Arthur, he's got a jet black mane, so it's really tricky. What I'm going to do now is work on the armor, I think, because I like the idea of having dark skin with extreme highlights mixed in with some really bright armor, and I'm quite happy with the red as it is so far. Pete Valinsky, great to see you guys doing these. Brightens up a quiet evening. How you doing, boss? This is the king of entoyment himself. Nice to see
hello.
you, Pete. There we go. Right, so I'm going to be doing this red. So, guys, do you see the news from the NAF today?
No.
Was this regarding...
There's two things. There's two things news from the NAF. So this is very Blood Bowl related news.
My days are kind of blending into one of them. So I've heard a few things.
So the
regarding
biggest...
the patch and so on.
Oh, that was yesterday's news.
That was okay. I thought that was yesterday.
Yeah.
Fine.
The news from the NAF
moving fast.
today is that they are expanding into Blood Bowl 2 tournaments.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Starting with was it a Welsh
It
tournament?
is. It is the Welsh Open, I think.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes, because tournaments are commitment, aren't they? There's a lot of people that can't make it to a tournament because they've got all kinds of things, travel. Having online tournaments makes it much more accessible, and Blood Bowl 2, you've got to assume that BB2 is way more popular than even Fumble, right?
Yeah, definitely.
The player base, it's a computer game, there's streamers, it's
On consoles as well, so
it is, but only PC is eligible.
Oh, okay.
Which is a bit of a burn. So Rich, for example, who's a PS4 player, isn't going to be eligible just yet. I don't know.
But I guess it is. It's the most accessible.
Yeah, it is the most accessible. Wolf Horde says this could be very interesting for the future. Might make me sign up for the NAF, says Matt's BBL. Yeah, it's I like it. I think it's a bit dangerous, actually. I think it could be dangerously popular, and for that reason, I'm very excited, because I think
shake it up.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could be shaken up, but it also could see a massive influx of not necessarily fame, but prestige and awareness for the NAF, because when we had the presidential elections at the beginning of the year, there was a lot of people, even in the Facebook, there was like, right, so the NAF is what now? And I think because of probably the rise of Blood Bowl 2 more than anything, Blood Bowl 2 rise happens and the NAF is not really involved. I know that some of the NAF guys ran some tournaments on there and things, which is really great, but when the NAF doesn't have a massive impact, then there's a lot of Blood Bowl 2 that just happens without the NAF. So people are like, oh, the NAF's a tabletop only thing. Having it involved with the PC version could just make the prestige for tabletop much better, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's quite exciting for the prospect of Blood Bowl 3 as well. Like, maybe if they can get involved with the developers, there could be stuff in there to make like official tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty sweet. That chunky lump of black in the middle of the table would be a perfect distraction in any game. It looks top drawer. Thank you. This model is fantastic. When I first saw the previews, I think you'll back me up on this one. I think Ian. Oh gosh, did I just drop that in the grey? No, I didn't. It's okay. Ooh,
is he still black? What have you dropped him in?
It was the grey, so it would only have got.
Okay.
It would only have ruined my
there
highlights.
You go. There's your highlight.
Yeah,
you weren't brave enough to take.
You said this guy had too many muscles, Ian.
Well, I think, yeah, when we kind of saw the 3D renders, it did look a bit.
It made
how to describe it.
Action
bit
heroes.
Dragon Ball Z sort of thing.
Action heroes look jealous. Yeah, a bit DBZ is probably the best way to do it. But actually, it's painted up really well. I don't know if because it's dark, the edge highlighting on the muscles makes it pop rather than look completely silly. So I'm quite happy. A couple of other bits in chat. I was talking with Jimmy and he said the chameleon skinks are horrible and actually nerf Lizardman. Do you agree? Ian, you've run the Chameleons, haven't you?
Yes, and actually, yeah, I think, to be fair, I don't think what they offer is that needed. So the couple of times I used one, I ended up pretty much just using it as a skink, but it had less movement.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah, I do actually agree with that.
I can back that up with regards to what we saw in Lockdown Bowl. We had a coach called Widram, great chap. Widram, he ran a skink team from the Secret League, which has been upgraded to include chameleon skinks as Games Workshop rules.
Okay.
And so I got to commentate on a couple of the games, and the chameleons were just a pain in the bottom, really, for the team. It was every time there was a chameleon skink, it was you just wished it was a skink. Pass block did nothing, which you kind of expect. It's a bit of a free skill for, well, I don't know, but shadowing did a couple of things, but shadowing was never great because you don't really want your strength 2 guy to shadow anybody unless they're strength 2, and the only strength 2 guys you want to be shadowing are faster than you. I mean, gutter runners. So even the shadowing wasn't super useful. So no, if you're going to take chameleon skinks, beware that you are taking them because they're fluffy rather than because they are powerful. And I think
if you can make a change.
What's their skill access? Do they have a different skill access?
Nah, it's just agility.
Oh, so it's not even like you've.
No, they're just move 7
build
skinks that cost 10k more.
Yeah.
So in answer to your question, yeah, they kind of do nerf the team, but sometimes having a different build,
take one.
Yeah, they're interesting.
I don't think they're a 2 off by any chance, means.
But they add a bit of flavour to an otherwise very formulaic team. I mean, I've seen a ton of Lizardman teams in tournaments, and let me tell you, the amount of skills the team has access to is equal to the amount of Saurus that have block. And if you've got a double, then the Croxicle has block. That is it. So having something with a little bit more of a situational skill does make the team less, I want to say 2-dimensional. I think formulaic is probably...
Cookie cutter, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Matt's BBO, Windsor Mino. Absolutely, it is the Windsor Mino. And we got some Pirates from Ben.
Mm-hmm.
And this is your deep route, Ian, yeah?
This is my deep route.
Okay, cool. That brings me on to the next thing I want to ask you guys about. And when I finish with the red, I'm going to change the cameras around. So we'll have a different feature painter because you are both far better painters than I am.
I don't think that's true.
Oh, I think it's definitely true. But in fact, I'll muck about with the cameras now. Now I've finished my red, I'm going to go for some extreme highlight on the red in a minute. Oh, Ian, actually, damage before or after the extreme highlight. Oh, hello, camera.
I'd do it before because then you use the extreme highlight to underline the damage. Depending on how.
Cool.
Yeah.
So he's looking mean so far. I need to change up the lighting. I think
that's the point. Put the if you do highlight around the damage, put it under the damage.
Highlight. Oh yes, to show that it's a divot.
Yeah. So it looks like the light's catching the bottom of it, sort of. Yeah.
Cool. Zeph, have you ever thought to do anything more with the channel points? Yes, I need to get to grips with that. That and the Patreon. The next few weeks, I'm going to be having a look at to just rejog to make it work as a uniform thing. I kind of just went live with Twitch during the apocalypse because I wanted to hang out and play games with people, like, and hang out and paint. So similar to what we're doing now because it's a great idea. Now we're kind of calming down. This is why we put that feedback form out for everybody, just to try and find out what it is. And they want more hobby, they want more involvement. That's something we can do. We just need to kind of formulate a strong plan for it. So next couple of weeks. Matt's BBL says, I'm proper excited to drop into 40k models. I bought some Khorne banners for my single marine I have and a flamer cultist too. Ben, we've got Khorne on the go from Matt.
Oh, I approve of that. That sounds good.
Blood type approved.
Are you using the regular cultist? I've seen some people use the Blackstone Fortress ones. They've got some cool options. You want to spice up the flamers?
Flamer cultist too. Yeah, is it a Blackstone one?
Oh, what are they called? Flamer cultists?
He's got a flamer cultist, but I wonder if that just means a cultist. It's a Blackstone guy with a lovely flamer. There you go.
Yeah, that's the one. I absolutely love that model. Very good
What I've
choice.
seen a lot of people doing is using Warcry warbands culted.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Ooh,
They look really nice, like Corvus
That's a
Cabal
good
with
idea.
guns.
The Flamer
Things like
Warband
that.
isn't up yet, though, is it?
No, it's coming out soon. It got revealed at one of the
Is it though, Ian?
Adepticon things. Yeah, I'm still
Is
waiting
it?
for Guardians.
Is anything
And
that's
Snotlings.
been declared yet actually out
And
yet?
AMR. Actually, everything I'm interested in isn't 40k, so yeah, it's going to be a while.
I've seen that on a lot of the social medias. You've got a load of people like, so everything I want is not out yet. In fact, I saw it on the Hobbits thing. Just put it
Yeah.
in the centre so I can make
It's
sure.
it's fair enough, to be fair. I mean, 40k is the big earner, so they've got to prioritise it. Really.
Yeah, you kind of got to allow it, haven't you?
Oh yeah. This gives me a bit of time to catch up on backlog, which is quite nice.
Let's go.
How's that quality? Like, because it's obviously Discord's compressed now, isn't it? Is it gonna be?
It's fine. I think it's
Okay.
okay. Let me just. So, guys in chat, I know I said this earlier, but what we're doing is just having a play to see if we can make this work, and hopefully every time we do this, it will get better.
Yeah. So any feedback on quality and camera and stuff?
Absolutely, and we will try and figure out the best way to do it from a tech point of view, because this is a little bit. Well, this is a very Ben, as in me, Ben, not you, Ben. You I have a feeling you do things properly.
Ben plans.
Yeah, Ian will know this from knowing me for 28 years.
Don't.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? For knowing me for 28 years, is that I will find a way to make things happen, but it may not be the most
No.
proper way of doing it.
It's the scout way, isn't it? Adapt and improvise.
just
MacGyver?
yeah, MacGyver.
Yeah.
I would have gone with A-Team more,
A-Team,
but
yeah.
I'll take
Yeah.
MacGyver. Ogre, square, shadow. There we go. Move to the top. We've got the logo back. We've got Ben's painting feed. Oh, mine's too big there. Let's tuck that away. There we got Ian's feed in there as well. Let's just move Ben's camera over. Yeah, it's not perfect, but you can see what Ben's working on. And you can see what I'm working on as well. Picking and choosing individuals is for a kill team, Matt. I like kill team. I've not got a chance to play as much of it as I wanted. I'd like to pick up on that. Actually, what I would really like is an Age of Sigmar kill team that doesn't suck. But yeah, well, you can't get everything.
I think Warcry is your best option there.
Yeah, we need to give that a go, really, guys, don't we?
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
really good things, honestly. Like sort of retrospective reviews and stuff of it as it's been out a while. People are really into Warcry.
And actually, the fact that people are still playing it is quite a big thing. And
Yeah,
still kind of buying.
Yeah, I
buying.
feel like kill
Cool set,
teams
you-
actually dropped away a little bit.
Yeah, and I wonder how the new ways of playing 40k is going to impact.
Ooh, yes, I hadn't even
Because there's
considered
a
that.
Kind of a focus on different ways, smaller ways. You've obviously got the new narrative Crusade as well, which is starting smaller.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Crusade and
part
the
of-
500 points.
exactly, that's kind of the draw of Kill Team, isn't it?
I
The
wonder
kind of
if
smaller.
wonder if I've got a sponge here.
Yeah, it
I'm
plays
sure
a bit
you do, Ben.
differently, but-
Dig out a blister pack.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I might have binned it. Oh, I have. Disgraceful. I've got polystyrene peanuts. Will that work? No, probably not. Let's not do that. Let's not ruin the model.
Too,
by doing
too
that.
big.
I'll just have to manually paint it. Got a good question here from Saidan in chat. Recently you stated you thought Games Workshop might make a Star Player magazine book. What would you like to elaborate? So, yeah, this I think I would like to see because they have kind of held off on the Star Player miniatures a little bit. No, not a little bit. And then they've stopped adding. They've stopped adding Star Players to the Spike magazines. They're not creating anybody. Now, in first edition, maybe second edition, maybe even both, they had compendiums and they had a Star Player book that was all about having Star Players, building Star Players, and using them and everything. And I can see Games Workshop using that as an expansion that everybody has to buy, first of all, like a Death Zone, to get Star Player rules and tie it in with, like, the reason I think this is because of what they've done with Necromunda. Is this even out yet, guys? The Necromunda box with all the Escher hired guns and things that we saw a little spoiler of?
Escher isn't yet, I don't think, but the Goliath one is.
Okay, well, there you go. That's why I think they'll do that. Is because I think they'll do that. They'll produce a plastic box with 6 star players in for the same price as a team. And it will have bits and pieces for everybody. So they sell a lot of it, and it will be a full spike release. This is my hot take. This is my prediction here. I think that's what they'll do, and I think it will sell really well. I think it will be actually really good.
I really hope they do that.
Yeah, it would be cool, wouldn't it?
6 models, like 20 quid for 6 awesome individual models that'll make awesome painting challenges. That's awesome.
All right, maybe 4.
Awesome
Maybe I'm
times.
giving them too much credit, but the Blood Bowl teams have been really good value.
Yeah, they have.
So
Really
I'm doing edge damage here to this armor. How much am I doing, and how
Less is more. Oh, definitely.
less is more? Okay.
Yeah.
And can I
So
do
are you doing-
scratches on the planes? So I've just done literally like the edges of bits, edges of the
Yeah,
raised
yeah,
bits.
yeah. So yeah, definitely.
Scratch as well. Or?
Let me just try and find something in my cabinet.
Here's one Ian painted earlier.
See if I can find an example that I've done.
I reckon I can do it. I hope that answers your question, Sardan. What do you think? Would you guys in chat think a star player box set with some stuff in would go down well? Do you think it's likely to happen?
Who do you think they'll include first? That's the question.
It depends who they've left out. There's probably some. There's quite a lot of Chaos Star players that they haven't made, isn't there? And there's more in the most recent spike. I think I might have gone a bit thick with this line, but that's okay. I could always tidy it up. What else? Ian. Okay, so we've got Ian's big orc.
So here's my Mega Boss. So
That's,
let me just have a little play. I don't know how focused that looks.
We zoom in.
Have a look.
Okay.
Is that in focus?
Yeah, it's not bad actually.
So yeah, I'd say if you've got any kind of ridges,
Yeah.
basically you're trying to think about which areas would kind of catch the most kind of wear and tear. So you've got things like edges and then ridges
I
for
see.
scratches, I would say. So yeah, I try to generally focus towards those areas. I don't know if that's
Thanks, Ian.
any help.
So you do the dark brown on it and then highlight with a bit of metal underneath?
So, well, yeah, you can do a couple of ways. So I always do Rhinox hide
Yeah.
as your line, and then your highlight underneath. If you sponge it, I would sponge Rhinox hide, then a tiny bit of metal within that Rhinox hide, sponged.
Yeah.
But for scratches, I don't think you need to add metal. You can do, but
Alright.
not as necessary.
Probably going to do a bit too much on this, but this is really a painting test model for me. It's an opportunity to...
Yeah. Edges and ridges, that's my...
Alright, let's go for a bit of a triple threat here with this piece. See if we can't up it. Let's see if we can't cheat and use this camera to give me an advantage as well. I like painting with the camera. This is remarkably useful. Oh, I kind of want to do a big scuff down the middle of the centre. That seems. We're going to say that counts as an edge and a ridge.
I think with the camera.
It's not like exhaustive, but that's where I'd focus most of it.
Yes, Ben?
Yeah, I'm saying the thing with the camera is the awkward. I don't know if you guys have this. We're going to have the camera in front of me, and the microphone just sort of like also in front of me. Got to have this like weird lean to get around to sort of see. it's things getting used to it. I don't know if you have that.
I doubled down and I have attached my camera to my microphone.
Oh, that is good going.
Right, a couple of bits more in chat. Matt's BBLs is picking and choosing things. We've got Hostile. My Squig team needs a mangler. Any ideas for conversions? I'm not willing to part with 50 quid for the present AOS one. Man, it wouldn't fit on a BB base. Ian, you got the mangler.
I do.
Could I put it on a BB base, or is it even that big?
Hang on, I'll show you.
It's giant territory, I believe.
Well, that is the next thing I want to talk to you guys about. Is some giant stuff.
can use that.
Okay. All right. So I've got some dark bits on the armor.
I fixed my printer today, Ben. While Ian gets that.
You fixed your printer?
Yeah, I was having issues with it. It was all
It
like
was
grinding
broken?
and yeah, it was like grinding and like rubbing. Like it's basically it needed regreasing. So saw a video, bought a bunch of stuff, like lubricant and grease, and regreased it, and it's all good. I thought I'd print out a Chaos Dwarf today, and it's turned out
Okay,
perfectly.
Ooh,
you ready for this?
Okay, guys. On Ian's screen, what we got?
Here's a goblin.
Here's a goblin.
Unassuming, 32 mil. Here's a mangler squig,
And next door. Ooh.
80 mil base.
All right. All right. Maybe not.
I don't know, what's the contact point? Could the contact point fit on a 30?
To be fair, yeah, if you look.
Just about fit it on a 32. Rob
Okay.
from Secret Carnage put an ale guzzler on a 40 mil base, I think, using the one leg that was on the ground and weighed it down to town. It was absolutely crazy.
I would suggest.
Here we go.
Okay.
This is what we're after. This is what we're all paying for. I don't know if Ian's gone quiet or if he's just building the suspense. He has. He's gone to get something. He's going to come back with something
Come to get some
mighty.
toys. Okay, here we go.
Going to get some
My
toys.
suggestion. And if you're, what's the name of this squiggy fellow? Sorry.
What, the mangler?
No, the fellow in the chat who's asking.
Hostile.
Hostile. Ask him where he's based because I might be able to help. These are squig hoppers / point grot bounders. They're really dynamic, but I think you could stack them.
You could definitely put two of those together.
That's a good idea.
And they fit nicely on that 32. You probably want to weight it a bit, but
If you're going to put
yeah.
two together, you definitely need to weight it.
Yeah, I think you could do something with that. Then there's the kind of mid-sized squig is the next one up, which is the giant cave squig. But
Is that the one the champion rides around on?
yeah. So that's a nice size, and that's on a 40. But you'd only get one there, unless you wanted to plonk another thing on top.
I think that would be pretty tough going. Now, Rich made a Mangler star player by attaching two squigs together with a chain.
Yeah, so those were two cave squigs, which came with the Zarbag's kit, Zarbag's Gits.
Yeah, that's right.
And yeah, that was fine. It depends how big you want them. The Boingrot hopper squigs are actually a bit bigger than the cave squigs.
So if you can get a hand on a mix, do you think they would mix well in? Or would you just use two hoppers?
I can help you out there. One sec.
Okay, while Ian's gone, guys in chat, think of other miniatures Ian might have that we can send him to fetch. We've got Craig Nash. How you doing? Watching without sound as I'm painting a commission at the moment. I did hear about this. Nice to see you, Craig. Hi, Craig. Zephyr, I did think to convert the Mangler squig into two different models. Oh, the Mangler miniature as two squigs would be brilliant. I think that's what a lot of people did because the champion wasn't available on its own for almost as long as we've been waiting for a Croxagore. So it's not speedy from Games Workshop. And
Okay, I'm back in the house with squigs.
Ian in the house. Squigs up. Squigs up.
Sorry, do you want to carry on that?
No,
Sorry.
please. This is great.
Okay, so
Appreciate it.
I've pretty much got every size squig in front of me now.
Okay, so Hostile, this is for you.
This is the one chance where my collection is going to actually be useful. So the smallest squig is the Snuffler squig. Okay.
Okay, Snuffle is pretty tiny, isn't it?
Tiny, yeah. Okay. So just to give you an idea, that's the smallest. Him and a handler on a 32. So probably not what you're after.
Sorry, before we carry on, can you do this in David Attenborough voice?
Here we have a squig in its natural territory.
Snuffling down.
I'm not very good at David Attenborough voices.
Death cap mushrooms. Okay. Then we've got the cave squigs, which are the next size up. So these are the same size that Rich used. These are part painted, so apologies about that. But yeah, you could easily
Gracefully
stack those.
on a painting stream, having miniatures that aren't finished.
I know you could stack those up. I think Rich has actually got his next to each other.
Yeah.
like that with a handler on a 32, maybe even a 40. I can't remember.
I
That's your next size up.
I don't know if it's a 40 actually.
No, I think it might be a 32 to be fair.
If I had
Then
anything
we've
to do with
got-
it, it'd be a 40.
The hoppers, which we said about.
Yeah, the
So
hoppers are good. The hoppers are great.
Comparison, what I mean by the size, quite a significant difference. Don't know how clear that is, but
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
well,
it
yeah.
makes sense.
Never noticed that.
The bigger ones probably get ridden around.
well, in the lore, these guys are kind of puffed up and filled with gas. They eat special mushrooms that fill their guts with gas, and in the game they can then fly, which basically they can just hop really high.
Do the ordinary ones not fly?
No,
Ah, okay. I should know this. I used to run that as an army for two
Okay,
two games, but yeah.
so sizing up these two. So this was the character model I was on about on the giant cave squig.
Oh, that's a beaut, and what a
It's a
paint
lovely
job.
model. It's a really great model. But you see what I mean? So that's on a 40. That's on a 32. But again, there's a big step up in the size there. So I think you could probably run that on his own as a mangler squig, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the Mangler Squig is weird. It gets its strength from being a ball and chain, but it's just that they double down with the actual Mangler Squig miniature. So yeah, I think you're right, and you would probably only need one squig to represent the Mangler.
You could attach some balls and chains to it, to be fair. It's got like this little ankle bracelet here, so you could do a chain or a ball or something coming off of there.
It's got a little ankle bracelet and a dolphin tattoo from
Yeah.
its years travelling.
Yeah, oh, yeah, just on the bottom of its back, a little butterfly.
Yeah, if anyone wanted to know, squigs, gap years, genuinely a
Yeah.
very popular thing.
There you go. So that's that, and then obviously, yeah, we were saying about the next size up. It's
It's absolutely massive, isn't it?
such a great model. I love.
You used to
Squig.
have the colossal squig as well, didn't you?
Yeah, so from a previous army, so I restarted it in the end. The colossal squig, yeah, which is basically this, but probably I can't even really get a sense of the size.
That was a very cool miniature.
Absolutely massive.
Okay, well, I think I've overdone it with the scratches, but it's okay. It's okay. Ian, thank you for taking us through the squig family tree.
That's again my pleasure.
Do you have a gobbler? Do you have the gobbler squig?
No, I don't actually know.
Oh.
I don't have any of the 4-12 ones on me.
That is disgraceful.
But
So
no,
like
that
a
would get on
One
my
as well,
third.
isn't there?
Zeph says, use some other giant squigs for a squig team. Love it. Harrow London. Our style is. My top Blood Bowl dream is an official Games Workshop squig team. You know what? I can genuinely see them doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm behind that.
The models are so much fun, and they're doing the Snotling team, and the Snotling team is all about fun. They can do a squig team,
Absolutely.
and they would make so much money because of the crossover as well.
Oh yeah, people would definitely buy them for AOS. As
People love squigs.
People love squigs. 40k. I don't. Is that squigs in 40k? There should be squigs.
Yeah, yeah.
There needs to be
There's a
more.
squig wagon. You put into 40k.
There you go. Hostile says, I was looking at the bounders. I was almost about to use my Winter Chog giant chain to link them. That chain is very, very chunky.
Yeah, some jewelry chain or something.
Yeah, maybe. It's a tough one, actually.
Did you find out? Sorry, where Hostile is from?
Harrow, London.
Oh, if you get in touch, I've got some spares. So if you want 2 of the hoppers, I can sort you out.
There you go, Hostile. Drop us a message. Best thing to probably drop me an email if you can, ben@boneheadpodcast.com, or just any of our social media. Just send me a message. I'll forward it to Ian. I really appreciate the advice. No, pleasure. Thank you for hanging out with us. Matt's BBL, how come Rich isn't on the podcast anymore? Just life getting in the way. Yes, Rich has 4 kids, and they're getting older, which is what people do. So, I mean, how old's Randall now, guys? 11 going on 12? Is he 12 yet? Or has he just turned 11? So he's
I'm
got
not sure.
11-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, I think, or a 5-year-old, and a 2-3-year-old. So he's basically just so busy that it was really tough to organise him to be able to record. Yeah, it was a shame. It's a shame, but then he got involved in AOS and the car game. So yeah, it's just he didn't have enough hobby time, essentially. It's a shame. Josh De Silva, how you doing, Josh? That'd be awesome to bring those biggie squigs onto the pitch. Maybe Games Workshop will make a giant league format for Blood Bowl one day. Bring on the giants. Guys, this is it. This is the next thing I wanted to talk about. So we were chatting in our group thread the other day about making a giant-sized sevens pitch. And then playing a game of sevens with giants. So basically making it 4 squares for each 1 square. I've already started mapping it out. I just need to go to B&Q and get them to cut me a whole bunch of MDF. And then basically what you can do is make 4 sevens pitches and line them up together in a like a 4 pattern. And you get 4 sevens pitches, but 1 giant sevens pitch. So I'm really tempted to do that, but I need to talk about some of the models you can use as giants. So the one that watching Ian's stream is really is a Tree Lord Ancient, and I think, what do you reckon? 80 mil base,
definitely.
60 mil base, I think is what I used for the giant. But 80 mil bases would fit on 4 squares, wouldn't it? Given that the squares are 34 mil, so it'd be 78 mil. So an 80 mil base on 4 squares would fit really nice. So Tree Lord Ancient, but how do you think, what do you think the best way to do some teams would be? Would it be to have all like chaos versus good guys? And I don't know, what do you guys think?
Hang on, sorry. I'm just cursing Nathan in the chat because until probably, it's been years since I've actually dropped a pot of Agrax.
Oh no!
Just done it.
Ian, need to get Ben to print you off some of those Agrax holder things.
So I fortunately stocked up on some the other day, but it's fine.
So
Okay,
I'm just
I've got hundreds of spare droppers.
Back in action.
Yeah, that's all right. Ian's a dropper apparently, so it's fine.
Yes, sorry. So you were saying about
Giant miniatures. What is there out there that would be really fun to use? I mean, I know we did the. That's not working. Why is that not working? I just wish you'd make the screen bigger.
Definitely want the Albion Giants team. That needs to happen.
So just showing off my scratches, which some are okay.
Oh, they look great.
I don't know. I think I went too strong with this one on the shoulder pad. The glare's not great, but I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. It's not bad for the first time I've done any painting like this.
You need to send a pic because I can't see it.
Yeah.
I'm not watching the Twitch, Ian.
I don't have a Twitch.
Oh yeah, use mine.
I tend to accidentally use Ben's.
Every time the Games Workshop.
Something fun. I'm hoping that was still free.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
It's fine. The stream you've got to, for research purposes.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got to subscribe to the Games Workshop Twitch, so I can keep up to date with what's going on. Oh, Nathan Prince, he says not guilty. But he also says if you need a man with tools, let me know. I might even have some spare in the workshop. Oh, that's very tempting. So the plan is, it comes to like 3.5 foot by 4.5 foot, and so basically just getting 4 pitches and having the corners line up as the middle of the pitch. It means you can travel, and it means you get 4 sevens pitches, which I think would be really useful. Zeph says I need some ideas what I can use for some. I need some ideas what I can use some Age of Sigmar models for. It's got 3 Lord Arcanums on Griff Chargers, and 3 Evocation of Prime.
Evokers. I'm guessing you bought the latest Mortal Realms magazine.
Is that Mortal Realms, Zephyr?
Because I picked that one up myself, actually.
I did look at it in One Stop earlier this week.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't grab it because I'm doing that as a commission.
Oh. No, Tiff was like, do you want this? And I think my treat for that day, I went with Angel Cake instead.
I'm glad.
No regrets. I'm happy. The Angel Cake was a solid choice. Alright, I think the red is okay. The red is bright. What I'm going to do now is probably wreck it a little bit by mixing some red in a bigger brush with a tiny bit of silver for kind of highlights. Because I've done
go on.
I said I've done the shading, done the highlighting up, I've done the patches of damage, But this is for the stuff that isn't damaged, to try and kind of show off the bits that are damaged even better.
In terms of those models then.
Yeah.
Definitely the evocators or evocators, or however you want to call it. We've, in our group, used Stormcast models as Tomb Guard or Tomb Guardians, are they called? The Khemri.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they made quite a cool.
I like evocators. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I like that. That feels right to say.
Yeah.
But it's like Executor, isn't it?
So is it Milton, I think, did a load.
Yeah, he built.
I gave him some spare Stormcast bits, and he made some quite cool, like goldy looking.
He did that for the YouTube channel for us.
Oh, nice.
It was he made the Marak team.
There you go. Check that out.
Yeah, drop a link in there. Yeah, he just used the armoured heads as well and just painted them up kind of antique-y style.
Yeah, so they'd look cool.
As for some guys on griff charges, are they the sort of medium cavalry?
Yeah.
Are they?
So they're quite chunky.
They're your guys, the ones from your crossbow army.
Yes, yeah. So those are griff charges, and then there's a character model on there as well, the wizard. The Lord Arcade.
Wizard. That's cool. There are some very nice models. I like the Stormcast stuff. I just don't like it enough to have an entire army of them. He says, having an entire army of them somewhere. For the record, don't play or have any interest in AOS. Yeah, Zephyr, you know what? I didn't even... Sorry. I just assumed it was for Blood Bowl. That's really bad. Matt's BBL, as a massive newbie, do you guys have any advice in terms of painting?
That's a big question.
Loads of advice.
Yeah.
Shall I? I got one to start with, if that's all right. Sure. Which is, if you're happy with contrasts, use contrasts to paint your models, and once your stuff's painted, then you can practice highlighting areas that are already shaded when your models are already finished. So you can paint your team, and then you can go back to that team and use contrast with highlights to just do kind of like I've done with the Minotaur, which is not skills at all. It is just pick out those top areas, get your highlights, makes the model pop, and you actually learn some skills about highlighting. And then, so yeah, I'd say use your contrasts, then mix the contrast with a lighter paint to do highlighting on just the top areas, and then obviously everybody's best tip in the world is Agrax. Get Agrax Earthshade and just
get some extra bottles.
Yes, some extra bottles. Don't talk to Nathan while you're using it, because it'll wreck your paints. But just those 3 steps will probably get you painting to a level you're happy with, as I think quite fast, and it will look good on the pitch. The top thing is that painting doesn't matter as long as you can base well. Basing makes your models look great, better than anything in the world.
100%. Agree with that.
Was it bases, shields, and faces? That's the 3 things.
Yeah, there you go. Bases, armor plating, and I wouldn't worry about faces too much. They're all wearing helmets. The undead guys are dead. They don't need faces. Sorry. So you guys, come on. Painting top tips. Good beginning.
I've got 2 things, definitely. One of them is do the basics, but do it well. So when you do base coats, spend the time to do another one, as in, don't just think, done my base coat, move on. Make sure it's a really good even coat, because that does a lot of the work for you.
Thin your paints.
So, and do 2 coats. Definitely, it's a bit of a cliche, but it is true. I think if you can do the basic things well, all the other stuff on top of that comes as part of that, really, and kind of benefits from having just like a really good even coats and things. The next thing is find some people that you actually trust to get advice from, and it may be a controversial one, but personally stay away from Facebook in terms of like trying to get advice from there, because you will get all sorts.
What's the phrase? Nice or something. There was a
thin your paints, definitely.
No. There was a
ooh, nice.
Yeah, so wasn't that a thing on Twitter for a while?
Yeah. But
What's that?
yeah, it's better to get a few mates or painters that you kind of trust to get advice from than kind of sending it into the void and asking for feedback, in my opinion.
What I'm hearing there, Matt's BBL, is you're already in our Discord.
Yeah, exactly.
Ian will judge you. To be fair, having people that want to just paint. I mean, Drew is great. He will not hold back on his feedback. And he will point out if there's some stuff you can do better. Some basic steps. But yeah, Ian wrote a great article on this on his WordPress about not having yes men, just having people who are happy to just tell you what it is. I mean, just think of it like a sports team. This is my favourite analogy. If someone on your sports team is not putting their weight, you want people who are going to say, guys, you're not focusing on this enough. And having that honest feedback. Oh god, I'm just literally showing a video of my thumb now. That's less useful.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
But then equally,
right.
I think there's a place for if you just want someone to say that's a great job. Actually, there is a place for that as
Facebook.
well. Yeah. Well, no, Facebook's worse.
You reckon?
They give you advice you don't actually need or want.
I haven't seen that. I've seen.
No. Honestly, get on
Really?
there. I'm not saying Blood Bowl specifically, but in other groups, someone comes on. Here's my first model.
Oh, I've seen
The
that.
first thing someone will pipe up and say is thin your paints, when actually that's not useful feedback at that time.
It depends what it looks like, Ian.
Well, no, but actually, it's my first model. You need great, welcome to the hobby, Great job.
That is true. I don't know. I think that if we go back in time 20 years and someone would just remind us to thin our paints, we would have got a lot better, a lot quicker. No, you are right, though, of course.
I'd say if I was to offer something, I think the biggest thing for me is trying something new every time you paint a model. To start off really basic, just the basics. Like it. To be honest, none of our first models looked great. You might look at it and think that doesn't look great. It doesn't look like what the box art does, or it doesn't look like this other person's model, and it won't. But you just level up each time you paint, and each time you paint, think, what can I change from last time on this model, and then give it a go, and just do one thing at a time, and then you know what that one thing is adding,